Hi, welcome. Today we are looking at a miracle in the book of Mark, chapter 7. Jesus heals a deaf man. Well, what I really want to focus on is mute. So it's just three verses from 32 to 34. And they brought to Jesus a man who was deaf and had an impediment in his speech. And they begged him to lay his hand upon him. And taking him aside from the multitude privately, he put his fingers into his ears, and he spat and touched his tongue. And looking up to heaven, he sighed and said, Ephphatha, that is, be opened. And his ears was opened, his tongue was released, and he spoke plainly. So today I just want to focus on the muteness sign of this miracle. And so this man, he was had an impediment in his speech, but then after Jesus healed, he spoke plainly. So that is the miracle Jesus performed, and that is a design for Jesus. Like a man going out to build the house, he made the design of the house, then he built the house according to that design. When the house is completed, is the fulfillment. The way of God is the same, the design and fulfillment. So for Jesus, perform this miracle today is the design, because in his mind, Jesus wants to have the fulfillment where he heals not just one but many people for the spiritual muteness. And from the moment of Jesus' resurrection to the end of time, he does the healing, and that is in spiritual bodies, mainly is any ailments with our spiritual body Jesus can heal, because in the physical design Jesus already performed many various kind of healings in physical ailments, and so for the fulfillment he healed every kind of spiritual sickness from the moment of his resurrection to the end of time, for all people, all nation, all generation, in great numbers. And that is the fulfillment. So today we are focusing on physical ailment of not being able to speak well and speaking well. So what is spiritual muteness? We can understand that God speaks, and when we are unable to speak God's language, that is, we do have a problem. That is spiritual problem, spiritual muteness. Or when we don't know how to pray well, we have that ailment, that spiritual ailment, and Jesus can heal us. All of us need healing of our spiritual muteness, because God is perfect and he speaks his language perfectly. And so when God speaks, his language is love. He creates human being with a heart, and we know how to use our heart, right? We love people around us. We love our parents, we love our siblings, we love our children. When we're young, we fall in love with someone else, we love. We use our heart for love. But God made our heart not only for that purpose, it's also to love God, to love him. And so if we want to be healed of our spiritual muteness, we ask God, we surrender to God, we ask God to heal our heart so that it can speak the language of love. And and when God heals us, we are able to speak that language. And the Bible had a way of describing that. Romans chapter 8 verse 26. Likewise, the Spirit helps us in our weakness, for we do not know how to pray as we ought. but the Spirit Himself intercedes for us with signs too deep for words. That is when we speak the language of God, it doesn't need to be words. So God can use various way of intercede and helping us to talk His language. And one of the main thing is the language of love, and that is we let our heart love. So there are this is how I do it. I mean, I was given, so I am someone who has received the fulfillment of this miracle of muteness. I got healing because I've got a new heart. That is, my heart can love Jesus. And so this is how I do. I read, for example, a miracle that Jesus performed, and I meditate and think on it, and I let my heart speak. I let my heart be filled with feelings, with gratitude, with praises for Jesus. And for example, I combine with my imagination. So when I think of Jesus dying on the cross, I imagine Jesus saying to me, Tan, I would rather let myself be dead on the cross, suffering and dying, so that you can have eternal life. I would rather that than you be dead spiritually, forever dead. I would rather myself suffer. I rather that. I imagine Jesus saying that to me, and I let myself respond to that. I let my heart be filled with feelings of love for Jesus, with feelings of gratitude and of praises for Jesus. And that's how God wants us to pray. That's how God wants us to be healed of our spiritual muteness. That is, to be able to talk to God, to be able to speak God's language. And to this miracle, everybody, all of us can receive the fulfillment. Maybe we are already healed partially, but we can surrender to Jesus to be healed more and more. Even me, I surrender to Jesus, even though I've already got the heart alive and my heart can speak God's language. I still surrender to Jesus because He can heal us more, because the Spirit intercedes for us. The Spirit has various ways. Everyone can have a different way. It doesn't have to be the same. You may have a different way that God gives you, and that way of God giving you is the fulfillment, the fulfillment of healing of spiritual muteness. And for me, that is what I get. I get the fulfillment of this miracle. And it's so wonderful, it's way more, it's way better than the physical healing. But sometimes I can't help and wonder, I want to get the physical healing too, because I'm just human, I'm physical, and but the fulfillment is so much more, and all of us can receive in various way. God intercedes, for the Spirit knows how to do. And so sometimes I pray not using words. I let my heart speak. I let that the language should be manifested, and it's a given, it's a gift, and we can all receive that gift or other gifts, because God is generous. God wants to give us, because God already made that design, that miracle. He is going to do the fulfillment in great numbers. So imagine that, the fulfillment, and you want to get the fulfillment. You want to get as much as you can of the fulfillment. So today, to conclude, be open, be surrendering to Jesus to receive the fulfillment, healing of this miracle. Thank you for joining me today.